In Hypixel Skyblock, skills play a major role in progression and usually take hundreds of hours to max. However, there is one skill that barely affects gameplay and only takes a couple hours to max. So, why would anyone grind this seemingly useless skill to over 30 billion experience? Today, we will take a look at Aimar, the #1 alchemist in Hypixel Skyblock, to find out why. Aimar and his co-op Hards both have been active Skyblock grinders ever since its release, which has netted the co-op some impressive achievements, such as Aimar becoming the first player to have a skill average of 60 and being #1 on the Zenither weight leaderboard, which back then was a community-made system used to track progression. And his co-op Hards held #1 in Alchemy and Combat at the same time. After having grinded the game for a couple of years, Aimar didn't have anything he enjoyed doing left in Skyblock, and thus around June 2021, he chose to throw away some money by doing Alchemy to reclaim the #1 Alchemy spot of his co-op and to raise some of his friends. During June and July, he and his friends would keep passing each other, and Aimar would hit rank 1 in Alchemy for the first time during this time period. Eventually, his friends got tired of just clicking bottles and went back to the normal Skyblock grind. But since Aimar had finished everything except Catacombs and Bestiary, he chose to keep doing Alchemy. Aimar brews speed potions with his auto brewer, which allowed him to gain 90 million alchemy experience per hour. But after hitting around 6 billion experience with this auto brewer, the player Yarns came to take a look at the auto brewer and quickly realized that it was very inefficient. So he took Aimar to his island and let him copy his design. With the new brewer, Aimar was now able to gain around 260 million alchemy experience per hour. Sadly, this didn't change his experience per day as much as you would expect, since he was locked at 830 million experience due to the daily NPC sell limit of 200 million coins. You see, when doing Alchemy, you want to sell the potions you brew to the NPC to recuperate some of the money back. To hit the daily limit, it only took Aimar around 3.5 hours of brewing, so he would spend the rest of his day mining gemstones to gather money for the next day. Talking about money, back then you could profit from Alchemy by leveling Golden Dragon bets, which he did, leveling a total of 15 Golden Dragons from level 1 to level 200. But then, him and his co-op decided that it would be funny to get a sheep to extremely high experience and just tank the loss by mining gemstones. Everything was going well, and it looked like nothing could stop him reaching 50 billion alchemy experience. But then, a dupe happened involving brewing stands. This caused brewing stands to get disabled, forcing Aimar to stop his grind. And once brewing stands came back, the momentum was killed, and Aimar stopped doing Alchemy in November 2021 at 34 billion alchemy experience. Now, almost 3 years later, only one player has managed to pass Aimar. But how is that possible? In a community with tons of people obsessed with high numbers, how come only one player has managed to pass Aimar ever since? The reason is simple. The grind is not worth it. The profit from Alchemy by leveling Golden Dragons has been completely killed due to the Garden update doubling the price of Cane, meaning you would need to burn billions and billions to catch up, and most players don't have that kind of money. And even if you had the money, it would still take thousands of hours to catch up, due to all the good auto brewers breaking with the redstone changes.